Testing. Hello.
Mic check.
Wait 10 seconds. Hold up. You got the volume up?
We got it at 40 now.
All right. I'm just trying to see if we can hear ourselves. Yeah. Testing. Hello.
Mic check.
Yeah, I got the normal mics on. I can hear Lou good. Can you hear yourself?
Was that just
I
the
heard
TV?
myself.
That's just the TV right there, but these are the normal mics because that one wasn't working. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, these are back to the mics?
Yeah, it's back to the mics now.
Yurt.
Try yours, Lou.
Mic check.
Was that just the TV?
That's just the TV right there, but
Yo.
that one wasn't working. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, these are back to the mics?
Yeah, it's back to the mics now.
Yurt.
Try yours, Lou.
Mic check.
Yeah, I think this eCam is just better overall. You can turn it down now. We're gonna use the normal mics.
Yeah.
So we heard there that all of our mics are working good.
Yep.
You guys heard that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this eCam, because it's Mac based, is working better with the USB mics anyways
Facts.
than the StreamYard. But like I said, y'all, welcome back to Town Talk Tuesdays. We had to make sure we can actually be heard this time because last week we don't want part 2 of that.
Right.
How you guys feeling today?
We feeling good, It's like we said, 222 Tuesday,
It's another
Come
Town
on.
Talk 222 Tuesday.
We got
And we in
an
here.
amazing show this weekend coming up on the 26th, Saturday. Tap in
Tap in
at
when
the
you're
Y
span away.
Bar.
Who's performing with you guys?
Oh, the one and only Loonies.
Loonies, I got
Come
5 on it.
Yes, sir.
Need it.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
it.
Shoot, I mean, we need to get you guys on the podcast after this show since it's gonna be out here. So
Oh, yeah, for
slide
sure.
through.
Yeah, we
Hey.
need them.
Hopefully we can bring the legends with us, man.
Yep, yep.
That'll be...
So just real quick, since last week when we were first talking about it a little bit, the sound was kind of cut up. We kind of mentioned the new direction, new waves going. If you want to just simply just catch that up to the people who didn't hear. Just real quickly.
Definitely. New waves going mobile, for sure. We're, working on getting the RV together.
Come on.
And, once we go mobile, we're going to be doing pop-up shops within communities, towns, cities, states, everywhere.
Come on.
The whole 9. So please stay tapped in. What our main mission is, obviously, is to branch further than our outreach currently, which is, being in one solidified spot, but being able to interact and, bring in all these other communities and all of these creators and artists of every local scene. So
Yeah.
what we're doing is just amplifying every local scene that we come to. That's our main mission, and spreading that love and positivity and connecting the dots.
That's all we got to offer. That's what we bringing.
Man, come on. Well, finishing up the Town Talk announcements. Our Seattle artist playlist on YouTube and Apple Music has been going crazy.
Yes,
our views are
indeed.
going
Tap
up
in.
on
Wow.
the YouTube playlist. And the reason why we have these playlists, you guys, is we want to connect the whole city network of artists together. And we have so many songs in there right now that you don't need to listen to artists from other states. Like, we have our own community here.
Man,
and
tap
I
on
hope
the
that
town.
once people see how much we put this together, they see that we have all the talent we need here in the town.
Facts.
Big facts.
And then another announcement, I mentioned it earlier. We're using eCam now instead of StreamYard.
Making that big
and
switch.
It's working crispy so far. We got all the sound effects and, whatever you want to use.
Come on. Say go, DJ.
Seattle's finest.
Here with the town guys.
Hey, come on.
The one and only.
But yeah, so let's react right off of Sunday. NBA All-Star game. Y'all know I'm a Warriors fan. Curry got that
Oh, yeah.
All-Star MVP. How do you guys feel about that? And it's 16 threes. It's crazy. Klay
Crazy.
Thompson has the most
Mighty
in a regular
crazy.
season game at 14. Do you think that anyone will ever get 16 in a regular season game?
Ooh, in a regular season game,
No.
Curry.
If it's gonna be anybody, it'll definitely be Curry. But that means everybody's giving him the green light.
I'm not gonna lie. He's brought on a new generation, and that's opened a lot of coaches' minds, I guess, to like more of entertaining his type of game. So you have the Trae Youngs, you have these new stars that have triggers too.
True.
So they can let it fly. So
You never know.
Yeah, I don't doubt that 16, 17 threes, because we all know that if Ray Allen had a green light like Steph has a green light,
Yeah.
Doing
that
the same thing.
there
What,
would be a lot, there would be a bigger record to break.
Right.
Steph would be shooting for the stars.
Steph averages how many threes a game? About 12, 10?
At 12 attempts, about 5 makes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. If he
Exactly.
gets that 12 for 12 right there, I mean,
Yeah.
what's to say they're not going into
keep
overtime?
He started the All-Star
shoot or
game.
shoot.
He started
Right.
the All-Star game 11 to 15, which is on fire. Like,
On
Fire.
dumb fire. Yeah.
Fire.
Which is crazy because he didn't enter the 3-point competition. I don't think he's won since
Last
he
year.
first did it.
No,
Last year.
last year he won. And
He won
this
last
year,
year?
He won
this
last
year.
year.
They wanted to be a new winner that's never won before, and the last couple years it was either Clay or Steph, and
Yeah,
No,
it'd have been too easy
the year
with those
before
two.
it was
not
Joe
Clay.
Harris.
Yeah, not Clay.
it was Joe Harris before.
Come on,
It
watch
was
the
Joe Harris.
sniper.
Hey,
Yes,
but,
sir.
yeah, because Clay
And
was
they don't
out.
want to see him no more.
But yeah, it was only because Clay was injured.
Clay and
But I
Steph
mean,
both
Joe
got
Harris,
multiple dubs.
that would have
Hey,
been
I'm
a
not
good
gonna lie.
competition though.
That would have been a
I
tough
would've wanna
battle
seen that.
for Clay because Joe, I think he was the only one that hit perfect.
He was darn near perfect.
He was damn near perfect. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like Clay, like we could say Clay, but that'd have been a battle for Clay. Like he would only have
I
like
think-
2 misses.
I
They
think
said
we
did.
Cat broke the record for the second round at 29.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was,
Joe
that
Harris's.
was a heck of a performance from Cat.
I don't think Joe Harris's one was like the second round. I don't think he finished. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
He didn't shoot. He would get off all the shots, right?
he didn't need to because he
He
hit
had
that
to-
certain
yeah.
number
Gotcha.
to where it was already better than the number he had to beat. But Big Cat, man,
Yeah.
that's breaking history. A big man that can shoot. It's heartbreaking because Zach Lavine has tried 3 years in a row, and we all know Zach can
that's a
shoot.
toughie.
And it makes us seem like we're big cappers, but we know
I know.
from
It's just hard when you got no one
he's
guarding
an
you.
in-game
Yeah.
shooter.
He's
an
an in-game shooter
shooter.
because it'd be wet
And-
every time, like DeRozan too.
And
both
Zach,
of them.
we
needs a
appreciate
hand in
you
his
for that.
face.
Just leave it at that. Don't enter the competition again, please don't, because it just looked pathetic at the end where he was just throwing it up.
Man, but we need him back in the dunk contest for sure. Just to
Oh, yeah,
take
for
it
sure.
for another one. But I would love to see.
We got some talent shooters though.
Oh yeah. I'd love to see a 3-point contest where we could get Clay, Steph, and Joe Harris.
Joe Harris. I
Man.
throw in
Who
a
else
couple of talent 3-point shooters. KP.
Of
He's a
course.
sniper. I throw in.
I think he's better with people in his face though.
You think so? He's a lefty. That's what I'm
He's
saying.
a fade. He hits a fadeaway.
Oh, for sure. He's a
I
he's
don't know
a
about
deep
straight
fadeaway.
up, straight spot up shot 3.
That
That's
is
tough.
that is true. That
Come
is
on.
true.
Overall, what was your favorite moment of All-Star Weekend, or who were you most happy for?
Steph,
to be honest,
that's my guy.
Yeah, Steph, because I mean he's from
Akron.
Akron,
Yeah.
Ohio too, and he was getting the boos and stuff because of the situation with the Warriors and the Cavs. Their rivalry and everything, and just the tensions that built up. Some people who just can't let stuff go, but regardless. That's the difference between Seattle and a lot of other cities is that we just have the unconditional love for our homegrown players. Like, we could have, and we hate the Lakers here. Like, people who are Lakers fans from Seattle are fake because Lakers beat the Supersonics when Ice Cube said that. Like, that solidified our rivalry. Like, but if Jamal Crawford was to be a Laker legend, we wouldn't hate him for that. We'd still love Mossy. Like,
Of course.
That's just, the dynamic that we kind of have over other cities. But seeing a city that, has a homegrown player, superstar, mega superstar like Steph, and for them to boo him,
That's
Yeah.
tough.
like,
That's
that's
tough.
just,
Well, they're hurt about all those rings we got
Yeah.
against them.
That's what I'm saying, like, you
Cleveland
can't-
fans will tell you, because I'm a Warriors fan, so, I hear it the most from them. They'll tell you about, oh, you guys blew a 3-1 lead. Well, yeah, you guys lost 3-1 in the rings, so. But, hey, I was super happy, though. I seen Dejounte getting the off the
sir.
backboard
wow,
oops.
baby
to-
boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, off the
showed
backboard oops, dunks. Come
What do you
on
have,
now.
17?
He had 17 points and probably about 10 assists, like a
Man.
double-double in the
Man.
All-Star game type stuff.
Man, showed out.
Love to see it
Low
in the
key, I
first
think-
one too. Love to see it.
I voted for him, of course, obviously MVP. But if Steph didn't do what he did, I felt like Baby Boy was gonna pull through with it some way, somehow,
No way.
some way.
I needed one
just
of our
being a-
Seattle folks to get one.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on. But let's kick it over from basketball to a sport where there is no ball going in a goal. NASCAR, professional race car driving.
Wow.
You guys,
Daytona.
you guys kind of told me about that a little bit. I didn't know too much. I wanted to talk about it here on the podcast, have a good convo about it. So what's going on with NASCAR and Daytona?
Well, I'm not sure if a lot of people heard, but they announced their president of operations, and he's black.
Okay.
And that's a big move for NASCAR because obviously you just know the history of NASCAR, you know, the history of how their treatment of black racers and stuff like that. And now you have big money, you know, supporting these black race car drivers that are, you know, winning drivers. They're, you know, they deserve to be in the position that they're in. You know, it's not really a, what's the name?
Up for discussion about it.
I'm saying, like, you know how they, what do they call that with the when a job gives a person of color like
affirmative action.
Like it's not affirmative action like why Bubba Wallace is there or you know why his team is the way it is. Like, you know, this is finally investment that we needed to have. So for it being Michael Jordan actually, you know, going out of his way, creating the racing team with Bubba Wallace and everything, and putting that big money behind his engine, you know, because that's where it really matters. Most people just think it's magically a driver that just makes your car go fast, but you know, there's a lot into it. You know, there's a lot of sponsorships, there's a lot of money into these things, and then it's the driver that, you know, is the one that's
gets
able
the job
to
done.
get the job done. But they had Charles Woodson as the Grand Marshal.
Oh wow!
At Daytona 500. I don't know if you guys watched, but he was the one that says, "All right, racers, start your engines." You know, and that's big because, you know, Charles Woodson, aside from being an NFL legend and all that he has to fame, he's a black man. You know, and he's just not, you know, a normal white.
Wait, hold on. So we got two black men involved with NASCAR in the same weekend?
Exactly. And it's Black History Month.
Right.
You know, and obviously we wanted Bubba to win first, but we'll take second. It's Daytona 500. You know, it's not, if you're not first, you're last, but you can't be mad at second, especially being the only black racer within this whole, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lineup of cars, and then you have all this weight on your shoulders because it's Black History Month. You're the black racer. You know, it's still pulling out with second place. That's still a big dub because that's literally their Super Bowl, Daytona 500. That's everybody. All roads lead to Daytona. That's what they always say.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we felt that representation is actually really good for us. You know, I hope that inspires more kids to want to go into NASCAR. Black kids, you know, I've never thought of watching NASCAR or even visiting and going to a NASCAR show, but I definitely need to slide. Like, I know that's mandatory bucket list.
Come on, gotta go. I mean, I just want to see how fast they're going. I hear it makes the whole stadium shake. So that's
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. That has to be one heck of experience. You just can't. You just can't. Yeah.
I can feel the cars.
Talladega Nights, we love that city. Come on.
But yeah, shout out to NASCAR for the, you know, accepting the changes.
For the representation, and because that definitely matters.
Yeah, and just Bubba Wallace being that one black racer who every year has been going at it. Like,
man,
they found a noose in his garage and he still kept going. So
man,
keep giving him his flowers.
Keep going, Bubba.
Black history.
You know, we all behind you, and you know, you inspiring the next person, the next man up.
He already a classic in these streets, man.
Oh, for real.
This is a certified hood classic.
Come on. And just speaking of the hood classics, you know, you're gonna probably inspire one of these Kent racers. You know, we grew up in Seattle, not to like what they have on these reality shows of the down south outlaw racing where it's just drag racing. Nah, we actually hit corners. We are more like Fast and Furious. Want the smoke?
Yeah.
They don't want the smoke. That's real deal. Is that we take our, you know, those Fast and Furious type cars, souped up engines and stuff like that, and we have tight corners. We have, you know,
potholes, all that
running from the cops, like the Kent races.
Yeah.
Kent races are way before Fast and Furious franchise, or before I was born. You know, my parents' generation knew about the Kent races. Like it's
a part of the Seattle culture, and
for sure.
Me and my mom were driving over there probably like a weekend ago, and they're still out there.
Yep,
you know?
definitely.
For sure.
The local news stopped caring about them because you can't stop those guys. It's a whole movement.
You can't stop a culture, and this is something that's gone on for, I mean, like I said before,
Longer
I was
than us,
born.
yeah.
So this
So,
is over 3 decades. You know.
We can't even pinpoint the date on that. Like,
yeah,
it's way longer than that.
at some point you gotta figure that, you know, everybody pretty much knows about it. Everybody's aware of it. If anything, like police, if they're out to stop anything, it's just to make sure that people are safe. Like as far as like, you know, during the midst of the race, making sure that people aren't running red lights and stuff like that, or just like, you know, I don't know. Just making sure the actual like streets are, you know, clear for when these guys do their things and they're not just weaving in and out of traffic, you know, like they do sometimes. But yeah, it's a real culture up here. So for that actually translating into like a professional like profession, I think if you were actually I would be down to watch like a professional like one of these Kent races. Like if these guys were actually sponsored and it was actually like one of those like, you know, just like a Tour de France type thing where everybody just like kind of had like, I don't know, I always picture like,
for something
you know,
like that to happen, we'd have to get local businesses involved because that's what
Dead
the
ass.
race
Oh
cars do
yeah,
with the little
everyone would have to
stickers,
be involved. The
advertisements
city
on the
itself
cars.
would have to be involved.
I always thought
that'd
about
be
that.
fire.
Because
That'd be fire.
That'd be fire.
These young Kent racers, man, they get in one accident, man, they're not gonna be able to rebuild their car that fast.
Oh,
They're gonna
yeah,
need
yeah.
investments and all that. Man.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Man, speaking of investments, man, the Seattle dispensaries as a whole, I guess they have not been able to really break even, and there's been since November 2021, so just about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, there has been 40 quote-unquote holdups since November. And what they're saying holdups because they're saying Seattle is now the wild west, which is crazy.
Like how we were with the bank robberies in the 90s.
That's what they're talking about. And they're saying that because dispensaries have drugs, legal drugs, a substance number one, you know, cannabis, and they can only use cash. They cannot use credit cards